we really stop and think about it. I don't know why this moment has been picked in all of Macon's history for suddenly some officers to be so pricked in their conscience as to bring this forward as it has been brought forward. I wish down deep in my heart that I could feel this was coming from some overriding professional standard that you felt you were trying to attain, or that somebody perhaps had gotten or had a spiritual awakening. It would help me understand. Turn it off. It would help me understand why this has happened. And unfortunately, I can't find that to be the case. I can only find it with one officer who shot square with me, shot square with the chief, and I think was motivated because of his conviction, and that's Guyton Carr. A person who told me he felt had been used. There's so many motives here, so many sinister motives here, that hypocrisy just simply floats to the top. I see officers who have their sights set right high, some aiming for chief, assistant chief, and there's some officers who I know are involved who've done the same thing themselves. I wish I could find down in my heart some understanding of why. When I look at some of the people involved, I have to question their sincerity. I just have to do it. When I look at the players, when I look at the motives, when I look at the objective, the motives are just so numerous. You know, it's incredible because this whole issue started reporting to a councilman that the chief was at the table. To where now we've got an officer who has definitely confirmed and made a statement that the chief saw gambling. The thing I find interesting is in his statement in the department, the chief, Jones County, and even his statement to the paper. He very carefully says, I didn't see any gambling. I didn't see anybody holding any cards. I didn't see any money change hands. But he knows in his heart the chief saw the gambling. Does that make sense? I think what we've got to do is come to some understanding. And that is all of us, every one of us, have at one time or another seen laws violated, and we've turned our heads. I think we've seen it with our own officers. It's not the way it's supposed to be. We know down deep inside that's not the way it's supposed to be. We all know down deep in our hearts there have been times that our conduct has not exactly been a credit to the badge we wear, the position that we hold, And I think we've got to look at this, and I want us to come out positively, look into the future. Because there are an awful lot of folks in this town who've got an awful lot of faith in you men and women in this room right now. And I think we all have got to rebuild the hope and the faith and the trust that this community has had in us and will have in the future. I know that there have been times, and I'm hoping that maybe we can come to a new awareness where we can grow as a department, where we can grow as a city, that we know what our job's about, we know what our responsibilities are, and we'll fulfill it. And I think for that to happen, we've all have to come to grips within ourselves what our responsibility is, what in the past have we done that we should have done better or could have done better, or something we did that we shouldn't have done. We put it behind us. We move on. What I'm fixing to distribute is a form. I sent out a memo some time back. It seems what we've got at play in this, two things. Either at one time or another, you have been negligent, inefficient in carrying out your charge as a police officer. I'm not talking about just August the 21st. I'm talking about any time. There has also been evidence by this episode and what I have learned that some of you have been unwilling at one time or another, and I don't care if you've been on the force for 40 years, to conform to standards that we know the public expects us to conform to. So what I'm going to do, pass out a form. And I'm going to tell you what we're going to do.
The mayor's now passing out a form to police officers.
Make sure every
Can't quite see what's on it now.
See if you get those. Try to get those and get them on.
Okay, can't quite see what the form entails. It says, have I, blank, have violated one or more of the following parts of Personnel Administrative Guideline 807, and asked to check if you have been negligent, had bad conduct, or have been unable or unwilling to conform to the appropriate standards of performance or conduct. And it has another slot for those that have not violated any of the subparts of Personnel Administrative Guideline 807. He's handing that out right now to police officers, asking them to fill it out, although the mayor has not yet described the motives behind handing such a sheet of paper out. Here's what it says now. Okay. The mayor, of course, in his speech before this, took a hard line with officers, saying that officers have a higher standard to uphold than the rest of us. Sounded very angry, but it sounds like he is not going to back down on his support of Police Chief Jim Brooks. Mayor George Israel seems to be ready to tell us what he is going to do, what this form is supposed to mean.
First line. Thank you.
Now back to the mayor.
First of all, the form that has been distributed, I think, is pretty much self-explanatory. It comes right out of our administrative guidelines, citywide guidelines that are not departmental, they're citywide. Under this guideline, which is Section 2C, we have 2, 12, and 13, which are applicable. What I want you to do is take this home over the weekend. I don't want you to do anything right now. And what I want you to think about, what here applies to you. There will be punishment. But what we're going to do as a department is come clean, completely. We're going to put it behind us. We're going to move on. Now, some of you probably are going to think, I never have done any of this. You better make sure, because after next Tuesday, which is the deadline, an investigation starts. We've got a statement, and we're going to pursue it. Let's be careful, though, that we're not guilty of hypocrisy. Some of you want an investigation, and that's what we're going to get. So take it, think about it, pray about it, talk about it with your spouse, go see an attorney. Because once it starts, anybody who has not shot straight with us on this, heaven help. And I hope I'm understood. And that includes all of this type. Is it clear? Everybody understand?
And now Police Chief Jim Brooks are ready to make a statement on this as well.
That's my turn. Criminal and administrative matters, we have never taken one person's word any time. Jones County conducted an outside external investigation. I conducted an investigation and found that on many occasions that there were people who said things like, I saw cards on the table. Can you tell me if you saw money? No, I did not see money. Did you see anything of value change hands? No, I did not. Well, what constitutes the crime of gambling has never evidently come to these people's attention before, because they know that you have to exchange something of value in order to have something of worth to be transferred in order to consummate the crime of gambling. Nor did they bring forward, any of them, bring forward any tools such as cards or dice and present them to me. Never. Not one single one. Officer Guest did make a statement to me. He did not bring forth any new information. It is my belief that Officer Guest's reason for being at the supper was to observe my personal activities. This is evidenced by his close observation of all of our activities, even to what he thought he heard me say. I have not attempted to condone what went on, but I do have a problem with singling out one night, August the 21st, 1984, and forgetting every other incident of this sort of gambling which may have ever gone on in the department. I believe that I have been slandered on several occasions, and I now believe that it is time to put any contradictions to rest.